Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are going to set up my Daniel Smith palette with my new paints that I haven't played with yet. I just got them, and the palette is, I got two of them. One is for, if you watched the unboxing video you already know, I got two of these Mijello palettes. One for my M-grams, which we're going to do a video for that. We'll set that up together as well. So this one will be for my M-grams, and this one is for my Daniel Smith paints. Now, I have been collecting paints for 5 years, so don't judge. These two are new. This I got in an art box, and these two are new. This I got a year and a half ago. I forgot I had it, honestly. It is the Mineral Marbles dot cards. So I'm not gonna like put them in here obviously, but I need to like leave them with the group so that I remember I have them so we can use them. I mean, I should be using them. So what we're going to do, this right here that I'm inching into the screen is my box of watercolor tube paint sets. And this, keep in mind, I have been collecting my paints. This is a box that I got a tea set or something in. It's a very pretty pink box with a little magnet lid, and it pops open like so, and it's got little hearts on the inside, or little triangles on the inside. And this is my watercolors that I have so far, plus these that are not in palettes. I have a couple of palettes that are not tube paint. I bought them as palettes, but at any rate, you guys, I have paint. This is my pure pigment set of tubes. I just left them in the box so I know where they're at and I don't confuse them, and I mean, it's a beautiful box, so why would I pull it out of there? And then I have my M-grams over here, and then this is, because the lid wouldn't close, some of my M-grams are in here. We'll just shift those over here. Get back in your space. And then I have my Arteza gouache, which is, or my Artist Loft watercolor paints. I don't know, I've been painting with gouache, so that slipped out, sorry. Which you can see I've used quite a bit of the paint. This I can't throw it away, right? This I'll use with my grandson and my grandchildren when we paint. But these are all my Artist Loft ones, and I have Daniel Smith ones in here as well. I gotta find them though. So I got the Artist Loft when I very first started painting in 2019. So I've had these tubes for a while. Oopsie. And I know I have Daniel Smith in here. Well, I thought I did anyways. Artist Loft? Oh, maybe I don't. I could have swore I had Daniel Smith tubes in here. Maybe they're in here. Oh no, they are. They're down there, I think. Let's set you there. It feels so naughty. This is my Sennelier Indigo, which I'm contemplating putting in there. This is my Daniel Smith Indigo. Or no, this is Appetite Genuine. Where else are you? That. Alright, so let's put this guy over here. This is a Daniel Smith color as well. All these white ones I know are M-gram, right? With the very specific packaging. So we can pop those back in their little... And I got these at the dollar store for storage. You know, they move around and they're good for tucking in drawers if I ever get a like actual studio space of like that I don't have in my house. But you can see I've used quite a bit of my paints. I mean, I'm not, and we're gonna refill because I'm gonna have to buy some of this one. And I bought these slowly over time as well, like kits, the different sets that you can get, one at a time, because they're a little expensive. You know, back then they were pricey for me. Now they're even more so. M. Graham. Okay. Oh, these are my liquid pencil that I have, that I got in an art box. So they kind of live in here as well. So that's those guys. And I believe all of these are Daniel Smith. I don't have my glasses on, yeah. That's my indigo, quinacridone, something green. And these guys I got in an art box. These are little art box ones. Is this a Daniel Smith? Yeah. And then these came in an art box. So we'll put those over there. This is... Oh, I need to buy another one of these. That's why this one's... Actually, all of my Sennelier paints are gone except for this little bitty tube that's left. I used up all my... I got the little 4-pack of samplers that came with a red, yellow, blue, and white, I think. Quite a while ago. And I've gone through all of those. I love Sennelier paints. And then these are the Art Snacks paints, or Art Box paints that I've gotten over the course of the last couple of years. They live in here as well. So that's that. I'm moving, so things are packed accordingly. So this is all of my Daniel Smith paints that I have, that I own. And I don't know if any are duplicated yet. So I can put my glasses on so I can see what the blue blazes I'm doing. Okay. So we have the Mineral Marvels. These are dot cards. Because I wanted to try out all of the different... I also got the Daniel Smith dot cards, but I don't know where that went. That might be packed with other things in the storage unit. But this comes with a sample of each of the mineral colors. So there's 36 different ones, and there's quite a bit of paint on these. That one is just dreamy. Look at that sparkle. Bronzite Genuine is one of the ones I bought. So that's in this set. That one's the one I wanted. But yeah, you can play with them and see which ones you enjoy and which ones you don't. And thought I should get them out. That one looks like a happy face. Some of them have better dots than others. I mean, I did feel a little upset when I got them and they were not like substantial or even uniform dots of paint in any way. Like this one was just like the paint was on the outside of whatever the dauber thing is, and you got leftovers. It is a beautiful color though. It's got lots of shimmer in it. That's what grabs me, like this sodalite. Is that what grabs me? The sodalite? And the kyanite? The ones with glitter in them. At any rate, I have them. I'm going to leave them out so we can play with them. Okay. Bronzite Genuine. Potter's Pink. I'm so excited to open this and test the color. I'm so excited. For greens, I have Viridian. And I believe these are all... Yeah, this is the extra fine. So these are all professional grade paints. This is Mayan Blue Genuine. I really wanted to try this one. I don't remember it that I like it. Got little dusties in here. I have to clean that out before I start dropping paint in my little wells. I'm so excited. The size of these wells. I really like that they slant in. Yeah, so this is a blue. And we have a green. And this is... Oh, I got duochrome colors. I have 2 of those. These are super fun, but once they're hardened in here... well, in the little pan, the little teensy square ones, they were very hard to re-wet for me. So I'm hoping they'll do better in here. So I got the duochrome mauve and green. Sugero. I'm probably butchering that. Green. So these are, I'm gonna set those aside because they're duos. We have indigo. Is there 2 of these then? Blue Apatite Genuine. Oh no, this one's Mayan Blue Genuine. Okay. So I got all kinds of stuff going on. And I have this stick of graphite gray. Is that the color? That I thought we could, because I don't think to use this, that I thought we could, if there's space, we could put a little bit of this in here somewhere. This one is, oh, that's my Sennelier. I might put that in here, we'll see. Rose of Ultramarine. This is a dreamy, dreamy color. Okay, and then we have these guys. Oh, this is fun. And these guys. Paint. So exciting. Okay, that's the iridescent. So I'm going to put my blue yellows, iridescents, and duos, and like the bronzite genuine maybe can go down here, right? I don't want to, those are my reds, my blues, iridescent, and iridescent, and phthalo. Okay, so phthalo, like that. Is that the way we want to do that? I think so. Quinacridone and Pyrrole. We don't want to do them the other way. I think we'll do them the other way. Okay, so that's the regular set. And I don't really have any other reds per se. And this is the iridescent blue, and I have a bunch of blues. Huh. So I have the iridescent blue. Should we keep all the iridescents in one row? I don't know. Oh, the decisions we have to make in our life. I only have one green except for the quinacridone and the iridescent. So we'll put Viridian up here. Viridian's not one of my favorite colors on the planet. She's just not. We'll put blue apatite and then Mayan and then indigo. Right? And then we can put the Sennelier indigo in here. Should I put the green at the end here? By the yellow? I'm thinking I should. Yeah, so we'll scooch all these guys down one. See, this is part of the process, you guys. This is my process. Okay. And then we can put in our other, I have tons of room. Well, maybe not tons, but I have extra room in here for extra things if I want, right? So let's put our other colors in here. So maybe we'll do put all of our pearlescent duos and whatnots on the bottom and save some room for other non-pearlescent colors in the middle. Yeah, I'm liking that idea. So, like, this is a Rose of Ultramarine. This is a gorgeous color. We'll put that there. And we'll put our Potter's Pink there. And then our blues, we're going to keep them in line, right? Maybe do green. That's iridescent topaz. Topaz. Why am I thinking topaz should be a blue? Huh. Alright. Alright. That's a green. It's a green. Iridescent ruby. Put that there. And then, let's see. This is a gray. They do have quite a bit of, like, mineral colors that I could pick up if I wanted to. So leaving some spaces isn't a bad thing. I would like a space for this color right here, this red fuchsite genuine, and I'd like to get this color here, the Venant or Kyanite genuine, and this lapis lazuli genuine. Those are really great. Yeah, so alright, so I'm not going to feel bad about leaving spaces. I'm not going to feel bad, you guys. Let's put our... I feel like this is an out of place color. It's not a color I would normally put. Alright, so we'll do that. No, yes? Decisions. Alright, go with your gut. And I'm going to put my earthy pearl tones down here. This one is copper and this one is gold, Aztec gold. And next to that we can put the genuine, the bronzite genuine. Maybe I should keep the mineral colors together, or the pearl colors together. And then, yeah, that's probably a better idea. So these are my pearls, and then the mineral colors can be here and up in there if I need them to be. And then we can put the duochromes here. What do you think? Am I way overthinking this or what? I might change my mind tomorrow morning, we'll see. Yeah, so this is all that. I'm kind of all over the map, I'm sorry. And my camera's all crooked, and life is crazy. And I feel like I should put this in here somewhere as well, this gray. Because I will use it if it's in here. If I leave it in this little tub, I'm not going to use it. I just know I'm not. I'll tuck it back in a drawer. And I promised this year that I would use all my stuff. So the gray, this is graphite gray. It's that one of their extra fines. So we could put it over here, like in line with the blue. Because that can be where I put my grays and earth tones over here. I think that's good. I think. Alright. What do you guys think? I wish I could ask you all right now. Tell me what to do. Because there are other colors that I want, but not a lot. I don't want all of these. I won't use them. But there are a few that I feel like would be beneficial to have. Maybe I'll play with the dots and see. This Sodalite Genuine is like so close to indigos. Dreamy. But this, alright, yeah, we'll have to play with those later. Okay, so far this is the layout. These are your primary like mixing colors, your fundamentals. That's what I really wanted. I wanted the fundamental set for mixing because my grandson is at the age where he is absorbing like a sponge and he really enjoys painting so much and he thinks watercolor is magic. And I want him, and my granddaughter of course too, but he's more interested. He's just at that age where he's going to absorb so much stuff when we're teaching. But I wanted to get him the basic set of colors for mixing, and I'm going to make him his own little palette of colors to use, or get him his own little palette. And I want to see how these all mix together and play with each other before I teach him the basics of mixing colors with just these few colors. And, you know, warms and colds. And I feel like, I mean, if you learn all that stuff at a super young age and you're interested, then you can bring that with you into your adulthood and have some sort of outlet for creativity that is a positive for me, to me. This music, art, creation, building, sculpting, working with your hands or your mind, writing, all of the creative stuff that we do is so essential, and I feel like I need to pass that down. All this stuff that I'm learning is essential to, and plus, you know what? It counts towards his homeschooling. He needs art credits. They all do. All three of them will need art credits, so Nana's helping out. All right, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed, and then we'll reassess in the morning. And well, yeah, hopefully in the morning. That's why I'm going to bed now, so that I can get up and on time to do this and put up more videos. I have several videos to edit, and because it's World Watercolor Month. And I'm really having fun with this World Watercolor Month adventure, and I feel like this is going to be just that much more watercolor fun. Yeah, so I'm going to shut up and go to bed, and I will see you guys in a moment. Hi guys, it is mid-afternoon. Well, it's 6 o'clock at night, but it feels like mid-afternoon. The way the sunlight is playing on the table. Little sip of water before we get moving. This is that sparkling ice water. It's so good. Okay, so we are going to fill up our palette. If you don't, I'll try to remember to put timestamps in this. If you don't want to watch the filling up part, you can skip ahead to the swatching part. Let's move these out of the way. I got a little dust going on here. Nope, that's not gonna do it. Let's grab a paintbrush. Oh, little dusties from the packaging. I didn't think to rinse these down, but that's okay. There we go. I'm not going to try to take a long time filling these up. I do want to get them filled up in the order that I want them in, though. We figured this out last night. Of course, it was only been a couple seconds for you guys, but yeah, let's just jump right in and get to it. I'm going to start with my Viridian, and I don't think I want to fill them up completely, or anything like that. Okay, that's a sign not to open these over the palette. So we'll get a little rag and open these over a rag so that I'm not making too much of a mess. This is Viridian. I'm thinking, I mean, I want a nice substantial amount. Is that good? I feel like that's good. And I can decide later if I want to fill it up more. I mean, pretty much finishes up that tube. Close. And Viridian's not one of my favorite greens, but I will use it just to use up the tube and mix it in with other colors. And the next to Viridian is going to be the Hansa Yellow Woo Light. Oh, darn it. These metal tubes. I'll tell you what. They are messy. Go ahead and get them all. See, this is the part that makes it take so long. When the tubes get all paint like that. Try to get most of it off. Like that. And take brush and scoop out that glob and just put it in there. And I'm hoping these will settle a little bit into the well, you know. There. Always makes such a mess. These metal tubes are not my favorite. I mean, I imagine they're more inexpensive, but they're not my favorite. Oh, show. Where did my tissues go? Wait, oh, nuts. I just dropped the lid. Oh, and it begins. Okay, no tissue. Just give it a quick dry. I'm holding on to the tube pretty gently. So any amount of little squeezing will push out paint. There we go. So try not to squeeze them while I'm opening them. I hold it way down here. Ooh! Not effective! Gosh darn it. Alright. Set that there. Should I use a palette knife maybe? Just get that paint out of there. Be a better idea. Probably. There we go. Okay. Clean the interior of my lid to the best of my ability. There we go. And this is legitimately part of doing a palette like this. You're gonna end up making some sort of mess with these tubes. But in the end, it's worth it, right? Push that down. Okay. All that water in there, that's going to take so long to dry. Alright, let's... That was Gamboge, and this one is the quinacridone rose. Cleaned it off. Oh, that made the water definitely change colors. Okay. Okay. Soaked out of there. What about, I don't know, a little under half of the tube is what I'm putting in here. I feel like that's enough, right? And this is just because I know later I'm not going to be able to get these lids off. So this is just a smart way to do it, to clean off each one as you're going about this, so that you don't have to use pliers or cut the end of your tube off or whatever to because this will dry your lid right onto the thing. It's super frustrating. Isn't that pretty already? It's already looking delish. Okay. Wipe off our lid. I guess I could zoom out a little bit. I didn't realize I was so zoomed in. Sorry. So you can actually see what in the blue blazes I'm doing. Making a mess, basically. Making a mess. I feel like that should be the theme song for my station, for my channel. Mess making with Stacy. Good times to be had. Alright, so that's our reds. Ooh, geez, nice. This one is, that was Pyrrole Scarlet. This one is Phthalo Blue. Oh, nice. And I'm leaving these in this order on the table so that when I do the swatch, I know what I put where. And I haven't made the swatch yet. We'll do that next. I'll make it off camera and then we can go about swatching together. This one is with my Maya Blue Genuine. I'm gonna put it up here with my other blues, but I do feel like perhaps it should be in one of my other wells, like one of my other mid wells. This tube's almost gone. Okay. Of course, made a huge mess. Extra paint off of there. A big old glob in there. And I think I remember this one being particularly viscous, like sticky and a little bit runny feeling when I use it, and I don't really care for it. I'm gonna give it another shot. Right? That's all we can do. Let's give it a shot and see if it can redeem itself. If not, then we'll just yank it out of the palette and put something else there. And it is pretty much the last of the tube, so. The other part of it was in my M. Graham palette, is where I put it originally, so that I could play with it and see if I liked it. And I believe that pan is still pretty full, so I could pluck that out and put it in here. This is Blue Apatite Genuine, and this was Mayan Blue Genuine. So, two different colors here. They'll look pretty much the same until we swatch. There we go. Then our indigo. And I'm putting my Daniel Smith indigo and my Sennelier indigo in here because I like to have a choice in which indigo I'd like to use in a painting, especially if I'm doing like a galaxy or nighttime sky or, you know, something dark. They look different. They are different hues. And the Sennelier one's much more moist. It's really messy now. Sennelier paints are amazing. I haven't gotten the and a lot of the professional brand or professional grade ones, mostly because I've been really in love with M. Graham and using that for the most part over the last several years. And just branching out now into really using my other paints that I've purchased over the years, like my Kiritake Gansai Tambi paints are amazing. I'm using those for most of those, and the core watercolors, and my Schminky Galaxy granulating Galaxy colors are all being used for World Watercolor Month. I'm not going to deviate from that for World Watercolor Month this year. We're going to keep it on, you know. Okay, so duochromes. Yeah, I'm going to put the green. This is the duochrome. I don't murder that name. There you go. So that if you want, you can freeze frame and check this color out. It is pretty great. Most especially fresh out of the tube, but it does re-wet really nicely. I just have it in a separate palette from my larger palette, so I don't use it very often. When I put it in here with my M. Graham or all my Daniel Smith colors, it'll be available and I won't even have to think about it. I'll be like, oh, ooh, I forgot I had you. Hello, friend. Let's play. And this is also duochrome. This is the Mauve. And I just picked 2 of the duochromes on a whim, I believe last year, maybe the year before. Just to see if I like them. They're fun. They're super fun to paint with. More subtle than I thought they would be. But I also was very timid with my color use, like the intensity of my colors, when I first started, as most people are with watercolor. It's hard to gauge in color intensity when your colors dry so much lighter than when you put them down, right? So you have to learn that. And it's fun, but it's also challenging. Okay, so that's our duochrome. Making a mess without meaning to here. Got a little bit of indigo like everywhere. Maybe I should get a different tissue. Okay, this one is Rose of Ultramarine. I'm going to put it in with the reds. It's also a fantastic color that I forget I have, because it's tucked away in another little palette, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you my other little Daniel Smith palette. It's just tucked away. I've actually used this in my M. Graham palette as well. I put a little blob in there because I like it quite a lot. You'll see when I swatch how amazing it is. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Gonna need to get another tube of it here. Maybe next year when I've worn through that. I need to get one of those tube bringer things that, like for toothpaste, so that I can get the last little tidbits out of my palette. Oops, I put that on crooked. Okay, and then my brand new one. I'm so excited to open this. Potter's Pink. Oh, it's ready to come out and play. Can't wait to play with this one in an actual piece. It's soupy like the Sennelier one, which is not a bad thing at all. Let's clean this guy off a little bit. Where's my more roundy one? Where did I put that? I have a bigger, rounder palette knife out, a plastic one. I just not quite sure where it's at right at the moment. I did just have it the other day. It's neither here nor there. This is going to take way too long if I start messing around with trying to find specific things in the chaos of my life right now. And if you're new to the channel, the chaos of my life meaning I'm moving at the end of August. August 31st is my last day in New York State. For those of you who already know this, I apologize for repeating myself. But I am in the midst of packing my apartment, putting things in storage, selling furniture, and, you know, sorting through the things that I need to have with me to keep the YouTube channel and the business up and running, and be okay. And will also fit in my little car on the drive across the country, because I'm in New York State and moving back to Washington State. That's where my kids and my grandkids are. I originally moved back here in 2019, October, at the end of October in 2019. I've been in this apartment since December 4th of 2019, which is not a bad thing, it's just an observation. It's been a great place to live. Yeah, now it's just time to move. All right, now this guy, I feel like it's pretty soft and bendy. And I was gonna put it down here. I feel like I should, I don't know, should I cut it into a couple smaller chunks, perhaps? Oh, for the love of all that is holy in the world, where's my blade? See, I don't know where anything is. It's so frustrating. This is super frustrating. Let's see. I have a blade in here. I do not. And these are little things I need to sort out before I leave. Oh, I know where one is. It just sprang into my brain. It's in this little drawer over here, I think. Yeah. I believe it's right here. This. Alright, let's see. Gently. Maybe into thirds like that. Oh, it's really dark in the middle. And kind of wedge it in there. Maybe I should make it wet, and maybe it'll soften it. Enough of it to stick in there, perhaps. Perhaps. Like that. Just kind of, oopsie. Oh, for poop. All right. Yeah. We'll see if that sticks in there. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of this sucker in here. And from what I'm told, these sticks are like having 3 tubes of paint. They'll just last that long, which it looks like. I mean, I just cut off a chunk of it and put it in there to fill that up, and there's still like a substantial amount left in there, which is great. So it's more like having a big tube like this. Okay, so that's those guys right through there, and then this row, I'm gonna leave those empty, those ones. Let's close this so I don't hurt myself, because I am prone to hurting myself. Let's get this dried up. Clean this off. There. Do we think it? Yeah, I think it's wet enough that it'll stick in there. Once it dries, we'll put a little more in there. Alright. Nothing like making a mess. I was thinking of putting the pearlescent white over here. But then I was like, because I want to put the greens in a row right here, the ones that I currently have. Because I'm going to mix greens with these. And yeah, I think I'm going to put this over here. I just don't know if I'm going to use it often. So we'll put that there. Okay, this is just a little tiny bit of it in here. Put that there. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, I should probably clean that out so it doesn't stick shut on me. Almost done. We only have a couple more left to put in. Then I'm gonna pause and create the swatch sheet so that we can swatch all of these. And I am going to swatch these pearlescent colors on the, I'll set that there, that little black card that we got in the box so that we can see what that looks like. Put that up so I don't forget. Okay, and then this is Iridescent Topaz. Good. And I don't know how these are going to be wet, so I'm not going to fill these up as much as I did those. Iridescent Ruby. Ooh, that one popped right off. Ooh, that's pretty. I wanted to keep the iridescents together, so I'm just going to put them all together over here. Iridescent blue. Is that blue? Electric blue, pardon me. Iridescent electric blue. And then Aztec gold. And then it got messy. Alright. Oh, oops. Get it. Just put that there. Stay there. Okay. Clean this off. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I'm not really a big gold person, but I do find that I use it quite a bit in my art. I prefer personally for jewelry, I like silver, but to wear on my body. But I don't ever really wear gold jewelry that people have given me over the years. Like I'll wear it for a week or two and then I'll be like, I really don't like this. Guilt. And I'll take it off, put it in the jewelry box. I have over the years, you know, made mention that if you're going to get gold, get white gold. I mean, if you absolutely have to get me gold, you know, and you actually want me to wear it, white gold's the way to go. Copper. I do love copper. Ooh, look at that. I think I like copper because it's more of an earthy color for me. And then, of course, the Bronzite Genuine I know I love, so we're going to put a big old globule of that in here. I'm sorry, that looks terrible coming out of the tube. It is a fantastic color, though. It has sparkle. Alright, so that's all of our colors in our little tray. Next is making the swatch sheet. And I'm probably going to make it this big so that I can set it in here, like underneath this. and like prop it up when I'm painting is what I generally do with my swatches. Even my big swatches, well, where did it go? I don't know where it went. Oh, it's right here in front of my face. Even my big swatches, this is the biggest swatch sheet I've ever done, which is so much fun. This is on the channel from when I got my Kiritaki paints. I wanted everyone to be able to see big blocks of color and what they grade down like. And I thought this was fun in the moment. It's not very practical for use, but I do tend to leave it propped up within sight so that I can, and it just folds in half so that I can set it inside the palette. But I tend to prop up my swatch sheet so that I can see what colors I have. Alright, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go make our little swatch sheet so that we can do that tonight. And then this video is going up for Sunday. What is today? Yeah, this video is going up Sunday. And then the following Sunday, we're going to have a sketchbook Sunday and a palette Sunday. So there'll be 2 videos for the next 3 Sundays. There'll be this palette for this Sunday. Sorry if my camera turned off, it's so rude. If you're watching this on the 23rd, you're going to get the sketchbook Sunday video this weekend, and then next weekend you'll get the M. Graham palette situation and the sketchbook Sunday, and then the following one will be the tiny mini palette. I'll have used these up enough that I'll know which colors I want to put in the tiny mini palette. Super excited about that. Alright, I'm going to clean the mess up a little bit, make my swatch card, and I'll be right back. Hi guys, here we are. We are going to be swatching now. Here's our swatch sheet. I did leave room for all of the blank spots so that if I get another color later, I have room to add, which is awesome. Another reason I got such a big palette was so that I could definitely add to later if I want to. I'm gonna put don't mind how dirty it is. It's a paint rag. It always looks disgusting. It's just super stained. It was white at one point. Not anymore. Okay, one little second. Okay, I decided to pop the tray out of the palette and go ahead and set it on the desk because it's just easier that way. The palette's pretty big and takes up a lot of room for a swatching video. Let's go ahead and swatch out all our colors. This is 140 pound, of course, cold press watercolor paper, which is generally what I work on, unless I can get my hands on some 300 pound watercolor paper, which is delish, but expensive. These are already starting to dry on the top, which is pretty great. I want to be able to, do that. Get that ramp going. Okay. I'll come in here and get some solid color up here. See, and this Viridian is another one that's kind of slick and the only other word I can come up for it is viscous. It feels, just pick up some of the water on the bottom of this and then just pull this down into, just so that I have an idea of how light dark it can go, And I don't always do a gradient when I do my swatching either. I do like to wet the square and just throw the color down and see what it'll do. Maybe we'll swatch that way with this one. I already got the green bleeding in. Dirty. Okay. We'll grab our yellow. Kind of give it a little ramp for pulling down the color. Like that. Just kind of throw it down and maybe add some water to it and maybe do a little blotting here and there. Okay, let's skip every other one for now. Let's do the Quin Rose. Which is, yeah, these are all already getting super dry. It's just because it's so warm in my apartment. Let's just do a little dabby dabbing like that. Throw down a little water. Our Quin Rose area wet. Like so. And if you're not a big fan of swatch videos, I totally understand. Sometimes they can be a little boring, right? And just put it on and add a little water so we can get some movement. Oh, that's pretty. Quin Rose and Core and M. Graham are favorite go-to colors for me. They make really, really beautiful pinks. Maybe we could zoom in just a bit so you guys can see better what's happening. Alright, and then let's skip on down here to Phthalo Blue, which is spelled Phthalo Blue. I am one of those people that is, what do you call it, a phonetic speller. I spell words how they sound. I blame the artist in me who doesn't want to have to learn that kind of stuff. I don't want to. You can't make me. I've actually struggled with reading through most of my lower grades. In second grade, I was in what they called back then remedial reading. I don't know what they call it now. But yeah, it was super challenging for me to read anything that was uninteresting. And yeah, as a youngster, you know, that can be humiliating, challenging, whatever you want to label it as, you know. Let's pick up some little bits here and there in the middle and kind of let it run around a little bit. A little white spot in the middle of that one. Oh! I forgot those two make really nice purples. Later I'll be like, what is that? It's Phthalo. Phthalo wants to play. Alright, let's go over here to Genuine. This is another one that I find to be pretty viscous and don't really care for very much. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 in. Kind of push it down a little bit. It's a beautiful color though. I love the color. I just don't really like how it moves on the paper. I haven't honestly used it a lot and mixed it with other colors, so there's that. It doesn't really move around too much in the water, it doesn't look like, right? Kind of stays where you put it. It's a gorgeous color. It's just not It's just not one of my favorites, that's all. That's all, and that's okay. And then we have our indigo, which is, I love indigo. Indigo is one of my favorite colors. Go ahead and tamp that down just a little bit. Smoosh it into the corner. Well, it looks like it's separated a bit. That's alright. Indigo, indigo. Ooh, this one feathers out nicely. I dig that. Just go ahead and get a nice... I usually like to know how dark my indigo can go, because indigo can be pretty black. And then I want to know the very extreme, like, how light can it go? Maybe you don't want that extreme in your swatch, but you do want to know what leaning your indigo has. Like this one's kind of a really nice gray blue leaning indigo. And when we put down the Sennelier one, you'll see the difference between them. Do I have out my swatch sheet? I do. I actually have swatched specially because I love indigo so much. All of my indigos and grays, and you can see here all the different variations that the color takes depending on the manufacturer, the brand. And it's like that with a lot of colors. You just have to try them and see what you do and don't like about them. Let's jump over here to, actually that's not dry yet. Let's come down here and do the graphite gray one. We're just going to be all over the map on this. Why? Because we can. Got a little bit of indigo in there, but that's alright. I feel like the graphite gray is going to overpower that quite a lot. Come in here and kind of smoosh it. Smoosh it. Really get a nice heavy bit of color. And the graphite gray can also be very dark, but you can see that variation really plainly actually. My square got pretty dry pretty quick. Let's just throw down some water and let it play a bit. Same with the indigo. Let it play a bit within its little confinement. But look at that. It's a nice cool gray. If you're looking for that, right? I dig it. Indigo, indigo. Alright, I'm dying to use this Potter's Pink, but I feel like I should come in here and give these a little push. Just give them a little shape so that they're pleasing to use. Right? And for me that will matter. Which is odd, I know, but... And over time they'll wear this way anyways, but I like that little ramp action. These are already drying too. Already getting in there and drying down pretty good, pretty quickly. Don't want any blue in my reds. Not yet. I do contaminate from color to color pretty often and pretty quickly when especially when I'm working on a painting. I try not to, but for me it's inevitable kind of thing. Inevitable. 'Tis inevitable. What color is this one? Oh, this is the Blue Apatite Genuine. It's a beautiful color as well. I'm waiting for those other blues to dry before I get in there. This one's separated a bit too. That's all right. We'll smoosh it around. It'll pull itself together. This is a very kind of green blue. Maybe we'll go ahead and pop it in. So it's a green leaning blue. So I technically could have put it in with my greens. Try not to touch that indigo right there because it'll bleed pretty quickly. I'll just leave a little line of white. That's a very pretty blue color, but it does lean green. I can plop a little bit of water. Maybe create a little cauliflower there as it dries. And you'll be able to tell more once it's dry, of course. Let's do our Sennelier Indigo next. Just try not to touch the other indigo. Now the Sennelier Indigo is a favorite as well. But you can see how much more of a, you can already tell, right? It is a much more vibrant variation of indigo. More bright, right? But it can be very, very dark as well. Yeah, I love indigo. And mixing indigo with purples, which I don't have, but we can make some very beautiful purples with these colors up here, and splash some indigo. We'll have to play with, well, I will have to play with color. I don't know if you guys want to see that. Let's do our new gamboge next. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Wet this square. Get in there. Tamp that down a little bit. This is a favorite color as well. It really moves nicely on the page. It's a fun color to use. And just tip it and you can see it moving and playing. It's just a wonderful color. And it yellows out really nicely into this warm, just amazing yellow that I like to use in my skies. There. Yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous, alright. Pyrrole Scarlet. I don't really care for the scarlet color, the Pyrrole Scarlet color. It's too vibrant for me in the palette. I do pretty much always mix it with something else, just because it's a lot for me, right? Is it just me? Or is that like, that's a lot, right? It does fade out nicely though. And it mixes amazing. Can't wait to practice mixes with it. I'll do a little bloom or blossom there. And do another little cauliflower there. Fun times. See how the Sennelier, I really do want more Sennelier colors, but just so cool for underwater effects and skies and galaxies. Yeah, fun. Alright, French ultramarine. I don't think I've had an actual French ultramarine yet. So I have had ultramarine, of course, it's a pretty staple color for most starter palettes. Got that pretty good. And then make sure I'm grabbing the right one. It's this guy right here. And just drop that in. I don't recall how granulating this is, but I feel like it's a ultramarine generally is a granulating color. But I would like to see how granulating this is, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna pick it up a little bit and drop in. Oh, that's way too much water. Got carried away. I'll just pick some of it up and fill that in. Fill it back. You can get crazy with all of your colors. You can use them in the purest way that you want. Do a little bloom on that one as well. Yeah, okay, so let's play with our duochrome colors. I feel like these are fun, and I don't know necessarily what I would use them for in an actual piece, but when I saw them, my inner artist went, ooh, what is this business? And you see, I mean, you can kind of tell right now what's going on the page. It does separate and become like a copper and a green. I feel like the green fades a lot. Also, I haven't played with it a lot, so I feel like if you want it to stay green, you need to put down quite a bit of pigment. Like, quite a bit. So these like metallics, you probably have to spritz them to get them going, to get all the iridescence and the pearlescence, those kinds of paints, you kind of have to spritz them. Leave them sit for 5 minutes or so. I found that with the Bronzite Genuine as well. Possibly with these two as well. I haven't used them enough to know, but I have discovered with the Bronzite Genuine that you do kind of have to let it sit a bit before it gets to its true nature, so that you can use it the way you want to. We'll put some little bit of water in here and see if we can get some gradation and different things going on. And these have a bit of sparkle in them as well. Try not to touch that duochrome. Dirty. Get in there. Once again, I'll try not to touch that one, and we'll wet this one pretty well, because it's, once again, pretty warm in here, and these little squares keep drying really quickly. Go ahead and get a nice globule. This is really pretty, but not as dramatic as it looked in the pictures, right? But also I may not be using enough pigment, so that could be a factor. But it is absolutely gorgeous. And just kind of mix it around and let it dry. And they do work best in a, like the super granulating colors do, they work best in a wet on wet situation. Alright, Rose of Ultramarine is one of my faves. Super dreamy color. Wet our square pretty substantially. I'll come in here and get my color laying in here the way I want it to be. Come on, mold yourself. Do as I want you to do. Thank you. Come down, 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 down. And this is so pretty, you guys. So pretty. It's not wanting to move much. Is that, I don't know if that's a normal, because I've been using core paints quite a lot. But this is also kind of like a duo color. We're gonna get some stuff happening with this one. It's really pretty once it dries. Like super pretty. Should we bother with the pearlescent white one? I mean, I feel like I'm leaving it out if I don't. Right? Just leaving her on her own over here, all alone and untested. So mean. We're not going to do that to her. We're going to get a nice glob and we're going to put it in here and we're going to let her sparkle. You sparkle, my darling. You do you. And I did not put a black line for opacity because that's not something I generally worry about. If I want something opaque, I'll either use gouache or bring in other colors that I know are opaque and use those. Or layer. Like, layering's always nice, right? Keep shifting things around. So you look at all that separation. You got blues and pinks and a little bit of purples in there. And the more color you use, the more intensity it has. This guy, I feel like isn't doing his duo best, right? I feel like he's slacking and he's just mostly pink, pinky purple, and not, maybe he'll do better with mixed with another color because he's so light. I'm not sure why it's a boy, just cause. But look at this one is greens and bronzes, which, let's see, there we go. Greens and bronzes. Yeah, super fun. A little globulary up here, but that's okay. Again, I feel like these would do better mixed with other colors. This one is a bit granulating, so that's really nice. This one's very granulating, which is super nice. And your granulation shows up better on more textured paper, just so you're aware, because there's something for the pigments, the heavier pigments, to settle into when you use a heavier paper. I know that Potter's Pink is supposed to be granulating as well. So let's just, oh, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Gorgeous. I don't want to touch it because it came out so nicely and into the pan. Just stretch it out a little bit. Get some paint going on the end over here. A bit of water. Loosen it up. I feel like I'm either gonna love or hate this color. Has that viscous feeling again, which is just something I'm not a fan of. I may have to just play with it and mix it with other colors and see what happens. Right? That's all you can do. Play and see what happens. I'm gonna put a blob of water here and here. See what happens. Okay. Alright, let's do our Bronzite Genuine next. And this is a color that I really like. The property of it, though, is, for me, that it sparkles. It looks very dull and kind of plain, right? But she sparkles. She's got some sparkle. Subtle, like grainy. Gonna put down a nice swatch like that. Put a little dollop of water. Let's see how that goes. Let's soak up some of that one. A little carried away, but that's okay. Okay. And then maybe we'll lighten it down here a little bit. Okay, now let's do our pearlescent topaz. And I don't know why I was thinking topaz was a blue color. I really was. I'm getting, see, are we seeing that? The topaz and the duochrome kind of close, right? If the duochrome didn't have bronze in it, they'd be pretty close to each other. And these I will use for like accent colors and sparkle here and there in pieces. Especially my more, not abstract, but not true to life. Like I put in other elements in a lot of my pieces that I do for myself. I like to work in shapes and using an animal or a face, and also put in different shapes and elements. I find that to be fun and interesting. Alright, let's do our copper next. I feel like my copper is going to drown out that Bronzite Genuine for viewing, you know, next to each other, but there's not much I can do with that. Come on down. Come on. There we go. There it is. There you are. Ooh, yeah, that's super pretty. And it moves nicely on the page. See it wanting to move around? I feel like if I had a nice big blob of color down, or a nice moving bit of water on the paper, it would spread and move. That'll be fun to experiment with. These are very finely milled as well. Not seeing the bold textures that I have in previous iridescent and pearlescent colors with the mica powder that they use. Sorry about the motorcycles. The mica powder that they use to make the colors is, let's get this guy in there. There we go. Good boy. Aren't as milled down as these are, and as fine. This is not a complaint, it's just an observation, which I actually really like. This finely milled look is desirable, right? It looks more expensive. Look at that. Is that granulating? Ooh, digging that. I do like a little granulation. Let's put a little spot of water there. Alright, and then we'll do our pink. Or ruby, excuse me. You're not pink, you're a ruby. I apologize, my darling. There we go. Flatten that out. I feel like these are all going to be granulaty kind of colors. Look at that. It's already separating, and I feel like they're going to be really a lot of fun to experiment with. Maybe do an experimental... Ooh, I do have a dragon piece that I'm going to be doing in the next few days. We could probably use it in some of these colors in that. I have to create my dragon, of course, first, but yeah. Digging it. Okay. Now this crazy blue that is, I feel like, going to create a wow factor here in comparison to all the other colors on the swatch. This might become a favorite. We'll see how things go as I create, but just in the palette, it's like stand out, right? She's a standout kind of lady. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go, there you go. Look at that. That's actually really beautiful. Get her into this puddle over here. Let's see what that does. That's beautiful. And that's all of our colors swatched, you guys. I mean, that didn't take very long. I will probably go through and put in... I really do like to know how bold my colors can get. So I probably will go in and put in areas of, like, more pure color, like that. Yeah, I don't like how viscous this one is. It's really going to bother me. I know it is. I'll still use it, but I already know it's going to bother me. Okay. This actually is pretty vibrant and doing what I want it to do. This is Hansa Yellow Light. I mean, I'd hate to know what Hansa Yellow Deep is, right? Well, I wouldn't hate to know. I actually would love to know. The gamboge I feel like is good. Let's put in a little more Quin Rose. Create a little splotch of pure. And just wet the rest so that it can move and play a little bit. It's a beautiful color. I think these are gonna mix just and blow my mind with their mixing capabilities. I have never actually had a warm cool set before. I've always had, you know, just an odd mix of colors, purposely not looked out for the warm cool situation in a palette. Honestly, didn't think it was that big a deal when I first started painting, and I have discovered that it is something that you probably should know about your paints. But yeah, for now I feel like my swatches are alright. I've got the deep darks and the light blue, but you can see in my indigos, right, these blues down here are all very close. This one I feel like is a little bit green-blue leaning. It would be pretty in seas. These would be really pretty in seas, undersea scenes in the ocean. You can see here just the crazy difference between those two indigos. This one is more vibrant, more obviously blue, and this one's more of a gray. And then we have our charcoal gray, and actually this dried really beautifully, stands right out. Ultramarine granulating. Once we get a little more color and a little more water down, that'll be really beautiful to play with. The phthalo is nice. I like how it moves and blossoms. Honestly, the only colors that I really don't care for are the Power Scarlet and the Viridian, but that's just personal preference. I will use them both and experiment with them, and maybe over time they'll grow on me. These I think are just crazy amazing colors to play with. And of course all of our iridescents definitely have, let's see if I can get in here, a little bit of, not a lot, a subtle shine, right? I feel like if I put down a lot more, there'd be even more shine. But it's pretty subtle, and not as in your face as I thought it was going to be, which is fine for me. But this guy, can you see all of the, there it is, all the fine, come on, focus. I know, it's hard. Life is hard. No? Alright, it doesn't like to be that close, but just the fine sparkle in it is just, I really like that. It's subtle to the eye. In person, it's very sparkly, and as the light hits it in different ways, it's really, really nice. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking. This is our set, swatched. Have a pretty good idea of what each one looks like on the paper, and now it is time to like mix colors and see what they look like mixed up on the page. This piece is scrap. If you guys want to stick around, we can play a little bit. Just grab some, do a little spritz in a couple areas. I'll grab this yellow. Put that down. And mix it with, well, actually we could put this same yellow in these two areas, right? In all the areas. And then grab our other colors and see how they mix. This red, we'll put it here on this side, and then encourage some movement. Let's see what kind of, ooh, that's nice, right? What kind of orange we can get. From that, I'm going to come over here, put this right over here. We can actually put in this gamboge over here on this side. A little bit of water and just touch them into each other. Ooh, we're gonna get a more red orange, like pumpkin-y kind of color. Not as subdued or subtle as this, but very pretty. Okay, we can encourage blend over here. This is making a really nice orange color. Orange isn't a color I use a lot in autumn scenes though, things like that. It's good to know what colors will do what you want them to do, right? We'll put our gamboge on this side and see how it mixes in with our red to make, but gamboge is, I mean, to be fair, pretty orange leaning to begin with, right? And this is our Pyro orange, and this is our Quin Rose orange. I feel like Quin Rose is a little more muddy, right? Makes a little more muddy orange. Quin Rose and this guy. A little more earthy, which is good to know. It's very pretty. And then Pyrrole and Gamboge. Pyrrole is powerful. A little more water. See difference there? That's a lot. Right. We've got our and honestly you can go back and forth and create even more yellow kind of orange and get it to fade out, and my lights are kind of screwy right now. Let's push this back. A bit like that. Alright, and then let's go over here and grab our Hansa yellow light, which actually I don't know that I'm gonna like that one. We'll see. We'll grab our phthalo, drop that in right there. A little tilt, a little spritz maybe. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna make more of a viridian kind of green, more of a vibrant, like, sorry, bright green, and I feel like that's not a green that I particularly enjoy. And come over here and put it in here, and this Gamboge makes a more earthy green, which I prefer more of an olive. Yeah, see, more of an olive, army green, and the more Gamboge you put in, of course, just like with the lemon yellow, the paler, or muddy brown yellow, kind of brown green. Which I prefer these earthier colors. That's just me though. Let's grab another scrap. And this paper that I'm playing with is 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper, but it's not the most expensive paper on the planet, right? It's pretty inexpensive. So it's not going to do all the things that I want it to do. Let's go phthalo and red. Let's see what kind of, we'll go Pyrrole first. And Pyrrole up here, and I am using pretty muddy water, so let's just give that a spritz. And encourage a little on the page blending, which is always fun to me. Look at that subtle blend right there. We can encourage it. And of course, it kind of makes more of an eggplant color, right? More of a I don't care for that at all. Although, that, see the separation? That blue-red separation? I like that. I think that's pretty. Alright. I feel like they're very powerful colors, and I'm really going to need to play with them. Just a touch of blue in it. Muddies it up, see, tones it right down. Gives us a nice brick red. More blue. Gives it, ooh, look at that gray. That gray's out nicely. Oh, it's not focusing, of course. Focus! I feel like it makes a really beautiful gray color. Look at that. And there's so much subtlety in the color. Alright. Alright, let's grab our ultramarine, our French ultramarine, right? And we'll put a smattering of that right here. And we'll grab, spritz our page. Go around. Grab our Pyrrole red. Put it over here. And mix those together. I feel like these should make a really pretty purple. Maybe it's not the Pyrrole that I like mixed with the ultramarine, it's the Quin Rose. See, we're getting a more earthy brick red. It's like a weird heart. There's where my more eggplanty kind of colors. Also a beautiful gray down there, right? And this is good to do with your paints, to play with them and mix them and see what kinds of colors you can get. This I'm digging a lot. But definitely see what kinds of purples and greens and grays. Like this, I feel like pulls out into a really nice light pink gray color. And this pulls out into a gorgeous gray with that red mixed in there. That is, yeah, that's really pretty. Alright, now let's grab our Quin. Alright, put it up here. Put our Quin right there. And I love this color. It is so much fun. And we'll take our, let's start with Pyrrole, because I don't know how the Pyrrole is going to mix with this. We'll just put down a nice bit of paint. Some spritzing going on. And, ooh, see that purple merging right there? Ooh, there. That's pretty. And I feel like, yeah, that's going to make some really beautiful dioxazine-esque kind of purples, right? And some really gorgeous blue purples. And then if you put a little more pink in there. Oh yeah. Just a touch more pink in there. Yeah, that's fun. What the? Yeah, I dig that. I dig that a lot. Let it bleed and push around on the page. Do some natural blends, which is always fun. It can get pretty dark too. That'll be nice for galaxies. Can you see this turning into a galaxy? I can. Just pulling it through. Making some really amazing purple blue to this deep purpley color, which I'm digging. It's kind of a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this. The variation in color is really beautiful. Alright, let's do the same with our Quinn. And this is mixing our blues with our reds. So this is Quinn and French Ultramarine. Look at that movement. Dreamy. Dreamy. That grays out nicely as well. Alright, let's, as we did with the others, give it some space to play, right? Grab a little more blue. Put it up here. And just kind of drag it through. Yeah. And if you take your beautiful pink color, it'll mute it a little bit, tone it down for you. Use some rich eggplant colors. And then also some really more true purple, like that. Yeah, dig it. So fun. This guy just got all kinds out of hand on us. Look at that. But look at the granulation we're getting. Just look. Ultramarine, naturally granulating. So ultramarine, phthalo, not quite so granulating. Beautiful colors though. I dig it. I do like that granulation going on there with the two of those. That's fun. But I mean, as you can see, you can just keep going and going and going with this. And let's flip this guy over. Get some dirty paint water down, apparently. Our yellow. This is that Hansa yellow. I already don't really care for it on the page by itself, so I probably won't be using it on its own. This is the phthalo. Oh, we did greens already, didn't we? Yeah, I don't really care for that. A little bit. We did a little bit of green over there. I will contaminate my colors so fast. Can't get a nice grass green with it though. Alright, let's do ultramarine, French ultramarine. Next to our yellow. I like that much better. I guess I just don't really care for those blue-green kind of colors. And this is a blue-green shade. The phthalo, it's a blue-green shade, so that's fair, right? Put a little more blue in there. That'll give us some really nice tones. I'll let that kind of bleed about. Bleed about. Okay. And I really like the French ultramarine, how it granulates. I really like that effect a lot. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be instances when I'm not going to want that. French ultramarine. Oh, look at that. There's my sap. It's that sap green I love. Ooh. Dreamy. Dreamy. Good for landscapes, under the sea depth, and just about anything. Yeah, I dig that. There's our phthalo. And that's pretty rich. It's a rich colors. My problem is that underlying brightness. That bothers me a lot. But it can get pretty dark, which is desirable in some instances, right? It looks blacked on there, but it's not at all. And if we give it a little spritzy spritz, it'll pull down into and show off its more green attributes. It's a good color. I just prefer these to these, right? Once again, personal preference. Look at all that. That's, yeah, I dig that. That duo color. You can see the colors pulling through each other. And this is pretty much, you know, the color you mixed it to be. It's pretty. It's just not my taste, right? Although it could grow on me and become exactly that. It'd become what I like. But yeah, so encourage play with your watercolors, right? I'm probably gonna smash this around and make a background to do something on top of. I do that kind of a lot. It's one of my preferred ways to create a piece of art, is to just take this whole sheet and mix colors in there. Let's throw some of this in here. The duo. And if you're still here, kudos, man. That's fantastic. Because I certainly don't expect anyone to stick around through all this play. But if you have, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Definitely makes my day. Let's see, what do we want to put? Let's put some. What do we got going on? What do we want to put in here? I have no idea. Maybe, ooh, I made a hole. I did not mean to do that. I'll just run that out. Got carried away. Forgot it wasn't dry yet. And we'll pull it out this way. Here the bugs are out. Ooh, interesting. Quite pretty. Just make some marks with our colors. Let's grab some Potter's Pink and throw that in here. It is supposed to be granulating, so I feel like we should let it play, right? Let it play on the page. Maybe mix it in with some of this blue here. See what it does. Grab a little more. See what happens. on the page. That phone, I tell you what, it is a challenge. And if you do not like spattering, if it really wrinkles you, don't do it. It is your piece of art. If it really bothers you, just don't splatter. No one says you have to. And I will probably come in over the top of this with, once it's all completely dry, with a line drawing. And then what I like to do is get out my Neocolor 2s, the Carandosh Neocolor 2s. They're water soluble, and really get in there and layer them, or pastels actually would be amazing on this as well. Do a little bit of that, and then liberally spritz the page. Encourage a little blending, and then set that aside. Pick this puppy up and tilt and tip and just let it create on its own all these cool textures and blends. And if you find a piece or see a piece that you don't really care for, you just feel like it's going to be too heavy, grab up a tissue. There's a giant puddle right there. Do that. Get some really cool textures going on. All that play right there is really nice. Tip this down. Encourage it to go all the way down the page. And maybe tip it this way. And then, what do we got? Yeah. And I don't know what orientation I will use this in either. But yeah, it's a fun thing to do, to create a background and then go over it with a charcoal drawing, pastels, you know, pretty much free form at this point. So that's that guy. We'll just leave that and let it dry. It's crazy, right? All kinds of craziness happening. And then I'll do the same thing with this one. I'll probably put a lot of greens on here. I might leave this one. I really love that granulation of that French ultramarine. That is pretty amazing for me. That's awesome. Yeah. Although these blends are really nice for, once again, water. The movement of water. Yeah, I dig it. Alright, I'm done talking. I'm done playing for now. I mean, I could do this for the rest of the night. I could get out a bunch of paper and just create a bunch of backgrounds. I have a stack of bookmarks over there that still need backgrounds on them. But I do need to get to other projects. So I'm going to stop here. And you guys can let me know what you think of the setup of our palette. And yeah, here it is. And this I want to be, yeah, facing this way. I had to think about that. And it just pops back in, which is great. Like that. Clean up my mess. This is the very first time I use the palette for a piece. It won't be terrible, right? So yeah, there's our palette. Here's our swatch, which will fit nicely right in here. I actually used the tray as a guide for creating the swatch set. And yeah, there we go. There it is. If you stuck around this long, I super appreciate you. Throw down some comments and likes. If there's particular mineral colors that you've used that you think would be super amazing addition to this, let me know. Because the sparkly ones are the ones I'm thinking of grabbing. Not anytime soon, but those are the ones that grab my attention, of course. That green is kind of interesting. I prefer this one, but this is cool too. That's that Appetite Genuine again. The red earth colors. This one kind of reminds me of that one. See, there's some you just don't need, right? Especially if you're not going to use them. The Sodalite Genuine, I probably really want that one. That's an indigo shade for me. That's screaming at me. Buy me, buy me. Oh, I forgot. Oh, so silly. Where'd that card go? I get all wrapped up in my own stuff and I forget that we were going. Oh, dirty. Dirty, dirty. Get out of there. Yeah, this white is going to get contaminated hardcore. Just because I'm not terribly careful, but there's our white. Which is actually really pretty on the black. Alright. And our copper. Ooh. Wow. That's intense. That is intense. Alright, and then yeah, these are going to be super intense on black paper. So when I do create a piece on black paper, these are going to be like definite go-tos. Just because they'll vibrate so nicely off that paper, right? Oh man, yeah, see that one, I can see how that one becomes an addictive color. Oh, that's nuts. And mix that with one of the duo colors. Woo! All kinds of craziness happening. And here's our rose. Very pretty. And then, what is this one? I've forgotten already. Topaz. This one's always going to throw me. I'm not sure why. I'm going to have to look up topaz. I feel like topaz should be blue. It's just it's a whole thing. Maybe I'm thinking, I must be thinking about something else. There's all of those colors on the black paper. Isn't that crazy how much they stand out? Dig it. Alright, this will probably live in here as well, just so that I have an idea of what those colors look like on the black paper. These guys can kind of tuck back in here like that. And there we go. There is our Daniel Smith palette. Ta-da! I'm gonna stop talking and move on and let you guys go, and I will see you in the next video. Like, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for sticking around through all of this. I had fun. I hope you did too. Bye!